Welcome, welcome, and if you're new here, welcome a third time. I have got to get a new intro. I don't like that one at all. But hey, you know what? What are you going to do? My name is Jacob Panderon. I'm a fantasy author with a book coming out this year, Picture 7 Samurai, meets Attack on Titan, meets Guardians of the Galaxy. That gives you a general framework of what we're working with, if you know any of those. If not, it's just a good time. We are going forward with Hamilton. Got several songs sorted today. Y'all warned me to group these ones together, and I've been building up the energy. I am super into this so far, and because we're editing videos for Patreon now, go check it out if you want unedited videos. I can react to the Disney version, the actual cast recording. So that's exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes of it. So let's go. I think that's Lin-Manuel Miranda in the middle, so I'm assuming that's Alexander. So they're literally surrounding Hamilton here.
As a kid in the Caribbean, I wished for a war. I knew that I was poor, I knew it was the only way to rise up.
Okay, so here we have that theme of legacy again, and if they tell my story, he explicitly wished for a war. I think he said those words exactly. I wish there was a war. And I think this is showing, like, foreshadowed from the last song, You'll Be Back. He was forced to confront that naivety to see what remains. Like, we're testing one of the key psychological driving factors of our protagonist here, to see who he really is. And I understand that Alexander Hamilton is a historical person, and so it's a little weird talking about character like this. But also, when you're telling a historical story in the form of a narrative like this, you do have to make choices that characterize and things like that. So even though the context is different and it feels a little bit odd, the heart of it is the same. And there's still storytelling principles and characterization choices and things like that. But yeah, this seems like after the villain song, he's being forced to confront that ambition and naivety and seeing the actual consequences of what he's doing.
If they tell my story, I am either gonna die on the battlefield in glory or rise.
The thing is, like, death isn't what scares him, I don't think. Like, dying, I feel like would almost be cop-out isn't the right word. It doesn't threaten him because what's motivating him right now is a desire for a legacy and a desire to make change. And if you die, you don't have to build your legacy anymore. You have to survive in order to do that. That when you die, your building of the legacy is done. And so I feel like it's not necessarily, like when he's saying that, it's showing that he's not necessarily afraid of death in the same way that he would be if someone attacked his character, for example, or started slandering him, or attacking especially the revolution.
I was poor, I knew it was the only way to rise up. If they tell my story, I am either gonna die on the battlefield in glory or rise up. We will fight for this land, but there's only one man who can give us a command so we can rise up. Understand it's the only way to rise up, rise up. Here he comes. Here comes the general.
Who is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the general. The moment you've been waiting for. Here comes the general. The pride of Mount Vernon. Here comes the general. George Washington.
I know him. I don't consider myself all that patriotic of a person, but just something innate in me is like, hell yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
We are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. We gotta make an all-out stand. Hey yo, I'm gonna need a right hand man.
Okay, so this is interesting. And yeah, can I be real a second for just a millisecond? I was about to comment. He's leading with honesty. He's not saying, we can do this no matter what, it's not that bad. He's saying, this is the situation. We're outgunned, we're outmanned. It reminds me of a situation I read about in my marketing classes back in college, where there was this, I think it was like a expedition team in Alaska or something like that, and they couldn't get anyone to sign up. They were trying to talk about the benefits, trying to talk about why it wasn't all that bad, but what ended up working for them is when they decided to really lean into the fact, like, this is a hard job, it pays decently, but it's only for people who can really handle it, like full honesty, this sucks. And that worked. It appealed to people's sense of wanting to do something hard, and it riled people up. And I think we're seeing an example of that characterizing Washington here, where he knows how to inspire people. We're already seeing that. And that's not through careful calculation, although I think I think vulnerability does take a certain amount of calculation. I think it is through honesty and leading authentically. I think that's what it's representing here. And it talks about being real. So we'll see. I'm interested to see if he interacts with Hamilton, what that's going to look like. Because Hamilton is just a wildfire, but also he's incredibly authentic. So I could see them having some real chemistry while also having some severe conflict.
Real a second, for just a millisecond. Let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second. Now I'm the model of a modern major general, the renovated Virginian.
That's a reference to Pirates of Pizzazz? I don't know what it is. Some famous musical. I am the very model of a modern major general. Yeah.
Veteran whose men are all lining up to put me up on a pedestal, writing letters to relatives, embellishing my elegance and eloquence. But
there's a contrast. Hamilton is skilled at those things, eloquence and making himself known. Well, he's not like eloquent, but he moves people with how he communicates. And the difference is Hamilton is like, yeah, look at me, I'm doing this, we're in this together, you and I, let's go. And like he knows what he's good at. And he might have moments of self-doubt, but he kind of talks himself up a bit, or plays himself up, buys into what he's selling. And Washington seems to be gifted at those things, but is demonstrating humility, which is a trait that Hamilton doesn't necessarily have at this moment that I've picked up on. So I'm interested to see if that turns into something.
To put me up on a pedestal, writing letters to relatives, embellishing my elegance and eloquence. But the elephant is in the room, the truth is in your face when you hear the British cannons go boom.
So I think truth is in your face when you hear the British cannons go boom is talking generally about the situation and also literally about the situation, because the British cannons are going boom. But also the truth is in your face, I think, is going back to the start of the song when Hamilton was having to deal with the fact that this thing that I romanticized, war, now I'm actually having to deal with it. So I think that just like King George, I think it wasn't actually talking to Hamilton at the moment, but on a narrative craft level was functionally talking to Hamilton and his psychology. I think this is the inverse of that, appealing to the more positive traits.
Success is fleeting. How can I keep leading when the people I'm leading keep retreating? We put a stop.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, he needs Hamilton. Why does he need Hamilton? I'm glad you asked me. The people he's leading keep retreating. That is where Hamilton is gifted. He can rile people up, and he can inspire them. He can cause action. He can make changes. Whereas take someone like Burr, who's super intelligent, but has shown that he doesn't have that same level of charisma, I suppose. And so his issue is that he doesn't have the strategy. It's that he can't get people to follow the strategy. And so I think the song is called Right Hand Man. It would make sense if he's looking at Hamilton for that, because Hamilton fills this gap that Washington has, where Washington's like, I know what to do, I'm experienced, I just can't get people to stick. And I mean, that sounds like it's a really hard thing to do in a time like this, but I think that this is foreshadowing the kind of person that he's looking for.
The people I'm leading keep retreating. We put a stop to the bleeding as the British take Brooklyn. Night takes Rook, but look, we are outgunned.
Knight takes Rook. It's a chess analogy, making it sound calculated.
We gotta make it all outstand. Hey yo, I'm gonna need a right hand man.
Dang.
Battering down the battery.
Hey, there he is.
We gotta stop them and rob them of their advantages. Let's take a stand with the stamina God has granted us. Hamilton won't abandon us. Yo, let's steal their cannons.
Okay, look at the difference in how they're appealing to people. Is Washington saying we're outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. We got to take a stand. He's listing the things that that are going wrong, but when he's calling for action, he's just saying the action that needs to happen. Hamilton is mirroring that. They're battering down the battery, check the damages. We gotta stop them and rob them their advantages. This is a transitional phrase getting us to directly inviting them to take action. And then we have, let's take a stand with the stamina God has granted us. So this is a manipulation is an imprecise word here, but I'm going to use it in junction with inspiration because there's a lot of crossover. When you're effectively manipulating someone, you can also be effectively inspiring them, and there's like this gray area there. And in times of crisis, that gray area gets really gray because sometimes you got to do what you got to do to inspire people, even if it's a dangerous situation. And this is sticking out to me. In my book, there's a character who is very good at manipulation and struggles with authenticity with it, knowing where like she starts and the manipulation ends or something like that. And I was reading about this technique for my writing of like mythicism, where you take ordinary people who need to do something extraordinary and you use a like mythical framework to get them excited or make them feel like it's something bigger. So we have talking about God, not saying God is a myth. Inherently, I'm just saying that it's taking the small and making it big, and taking the individual and making it a revolution. And that's what Hamilton does, is he takes the person and makes them feel like the people. So already we're seeing that Hamilton is filling in where Washington was lacking. Yeah, and he's saying, I'm with you, we're doing this together, we're going to take action, this is exactly how we're going to take action. He's not just saying we're going to make a stand, he's saying, I guess effectively the shape of what he's saying is, here's what's wrong, here's the idea we're going to go for, here's what we're going to do about it, I'm with you, let's do this, I'm moving. And there's just this explosive momentum behind him inspiring people to action that I didn't see reflected in Washington, even though he was leading with the same sort of authenticity. So shit spray, I think, is an allusion to Hamilton's like view on the human condition. Yeah. Not really, but how on brand would that be for me if I just go off about... I shouldn't have paused here. All right, let's... That would be so on brand. So, if he's... again, he's talking to these people, or maybe talking to himself, but he doesn't have that same sort of magnetism that Hamilton does. So we have him saying these cannons are causing me serious concern, like they're an active obstacle. What are we going to do about it? And without even having to be asked, Hamilton identifies the problem, takes action, and I'm guessing he's going to succeed and cause a change. And that's going to impress Washington, and that's going to get Hamilton as his right-hand man, which I think is setting up. Guns and horses, giddy up. I decide to divvy up my forces. This skittish as the British cut the city up. This close to giving up. Facing mad scrutiny, I scream in the face of this mass mutiny. Yeah, still struggling to get people. We ride at midnight, Manhattan in the distance. I cannot be everywhere at once. People, I'm in dire need of assistance. So he's giving the impression of someone who is like a very talented commander, very experienced. He just doesn't have that X factor. And what really makes him a good leader is not only is he honest, but like he's identifying his own weak spot. And rather than trying to bluff his way into it, he's acknowledging where he needs help. Your Excellency, sir. Who are you? Aaron Burr, sir. He's not going to take it. State my case as you were. Sir, I was a captain under General Montgomery till he caught a bullet in the neck in Quebec. Well, in summary, I think that I could be of some assistance. I admire how you keep firing on the British from a distance. I have some questions, a couple of suggestions on how to fight instead of fleeing west. Okay, so that's interesting. I think it's set up to have that I admire how you keep firing on the British from a distance. I think it's set up to make that sound like that's the key thing that goes wrong here, where Burr is saying, instead of taking immediate action, let's keep our distance, let's evaluate, which is very in character for Burr. And I think that is a big part of it. But also, this is the same thing that Burr did with the Schuyler sisters, where he's telling them what he thinks they want to hear. But the difference is Hamilton, who I assume is going to come in and talk soon, Hamilton says what people need to hear, but not because he's trying to match himself to them, just because that's who he is. He knows how to start a fire in people. And so we get this very calculated Burr who probably has good strategies. But the issue is strategy isn't where Washington's been set up as lacking. What Washington needs is someone to help fill that gap of motivating people to action. At least that's what I've been picking up on so far. I could be wrong.
Yes, well, Your Excellency.
Ah, there he is.
Wanted to see me.
Hamilton, come in. Have you met Burr?
Yes, sir. We keep meeting.
As I was saying, sir, I look forward to seeing your strategy play out.
Burr, sir, close the door on your way out.
Ooh.
Have I done something wrong, sir?
On the contrary, I called you here because our odds are beyond scary. Your reputation precedes you, but I have to laugh.
Sir?
Hamilton, how come no one can get you on their staff?
They
Sir,
can't?
Don't get me wrong.
Why?
You're a young man of great renown.
Yeah, people are talking about
Stole
him.
British cannons when we were still
Yeah,
downtown.
impressed him.
Nathaniel Greene and Henry Knox wanted to hire
Yeah,
you.
to be their secretary. I don't.
There it is. He's not anyone's secretary, at least at this point in his life. He wants to do... He wants to be the loud one. Like, he wants to be the one to be making a difference. He wants to be charging in there, stealing cannons. Like, he'd want... I'd see him as wanting to be a commander more than a secretary. But it's that he wants to be the fire starter. And so I don't think it's that he views secretaries with disdain as a position, but... or even necessarily himself as a secretary with disdain. But it's what it symbolizes. It's that he's not organizational. He's someone who takes an organization, upends it, burns it down, and builds it back from the ashes. You can't build stuff back from the ashes. You can regrow something. He fertilizes the soil with the ashes of... Let's keep going.
I'm not.
It's all right. You want to fight. You've got a hunger.
Yeah, hungry like my
you
country
when
or
I
something
was
like that.
younger. Head full of fantasies of dying like a martyr.
Yes.
He has him
Dying is
nailed.
easy. Young man living is harder.
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. Dying is easy, young man. Living is harder. Dying is easy because then you're done having to work for your legacy. You just leave it. And you don't have to stick around to see the results of it. But when you're living, you're actively having to forge your legacy. And this is doing what he was doing earlier by being honest about how hard things were. This is character consistency, where he knows that Hamilton is someone who wants to do hard things and leave an impact. And so he's saying, look, are you going to take the easy way out, or are you going to do the hard stuff and join me? And so I think not only is it thematic for this theme of legacy, but it's playing into Hamilton's core urges.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm being honest. I'm working
That's
with
true.
a third of what our Congress has promised. We are a powder keg about to explode. I need someone like you to lighten the load. So?
Oh, he's giving him the position.
I am not throwing away my shot, son.
Hey, and he hands him, is that a quill? I think because he's making a plan or something like that. But also, this is going into that theme that I identified in the first episode of writing being a form of deliverance for Hamilton. One of these days, I'm going to know why you all comment every time I say that. I want to know why, but I'll find out eventually. For now, this is playing into that theme. Hamilton writes to get out of situations.
Need all the help you can get. I have some friends, Lawrence, Mulligan, Marquita, Lafayette.
Yeah, he does.
I need some spies on the inside, some kings.
Oh, this is so smart. This is so smart. he's taking the stuff that Washington was already saying and figuring out how to transform it into action. So we're outgunned, outmanned, and then Hamilton is providing a solution. Outnumbered, outplanned, and then Hamilton is providing a solution. It's showing the contrast between the two of them. Even though I think Washington and Hamilton are remarkably similar in a lot of
I
ways.
have some friends, Lawrence, Mulligan, Marquis de Lafayette. Okay, what else? Outnumbered, outplanned. I need some spies on the inside, some kingsmen who might let some things slide. Write to Congress and tell them we need supplies.
Yeah, writing.
The guys master the element of surprise. I rise above my station, organize your information till we rise to the occasion of our new nation.
He's organizing information. That's like, it's not secretary work, but because it's being framed like this, that's interesting. I think I might be misreading that actually, but it just popped into my mind. And again, look what he does here at the end.
I rise above my station, organize your information till we rise to the occasion of our new nation.
Till we rise to the occasion of our new nation. He's taking that mythicism of here's all these things we're going to do, and here's the big picture of why we're going to do it and how we're going to make it happen.
Rise up, rise up, rise up.
And now people are following him. Oh, I have chills. Woohoo! Oh, that was amazing. And look, he caused a difference. People were following him. Calling back to the beginning. So this is a rhetorical device asking the audience and setting up this this change that Hamilton has caused. But also it's showing that I think as the narrative observer, Burr doesn't understand, like, what does Hamilton have that I don't? And he's not seeing it. He sees this hot-headed, arrogant jerk who like puts his foot in his mouth constantly. And watch this obnoxious, arrogant, loudmouth bother. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I swear I didn't read that before. And he's seeing Hamilton, all the negative traits. He's seeing the fire without seeing how the fire spreads. He's only seeing the destruction.
Obnoxious, arrogant, loudmouth bother. Be seated at the right hand of the Father.
His parents are dead. Hamilton's parents are dead. They both have used parenthood as a motivation for them, as well as it tying into that theme of legacy. So framing Washington as the father, I don't think is literally supposed to be like, hey, look at Burr's daddy issues or anything like that. But I think it is a subtle narrative framing device of reinforcing that theme of legacy.
Washington hires Hamilton right on sight. But Hamilton still wants to fight, not right. Now Hamilton's skill with the quick...
I don't believe you, Burr. We saw him write. The difference is he was using his writing to cause action. We watched him write. That's got to be intentionally unreliable. I think that might be Burr sees writing as a passive act, whereas Hamilton sees it as an active act of rebellion. And here he's acknowledging that he's good with it. But that's such an interesting lyric that he wants to fight, not write, when for Hamilton, writing is fighting in some ways. And so it's just showing like that dissonance there is an interesting disconnect that I think was done intentionally.
Will is undeniable, but what do we have in common?
They're both with the... I was about to be like, they're both passionate and driven, and they approach it from different ways, but they want to cause a change, even if Burr kind of stands back. But no, this is interesting. Like, this is consistency. We've seen Burr kind of drop his defenses around the ladies before. There's so many to deflower. That's a gross lyric.
Washington named her feral tomcat after him.
Is that true? Answer my question, why don't you? Oh, okay. So the Schuyler sisters are back.
You could marry a sister, your rich son.
That's going back to the like how Burr views them. Your perfume smells like your father has money, or whatever he said. He views the Schuyler sisters as status or as a wealth objective. But I don't think that's going to be how Hamilton sees them. And I assume that this is Angelica, who I think is going to be really driven to Hamilton's, or really drawn to Hamilton's drive.
Is it a question of if, Burr, or which one?
Okay, and then that looks like Elizabeth from the animatic. And that's Peggy, I assume. Look into your eyes and the sky's the limit. They're immediately not talking about money. They're talking about, look at all of the things we can do together. Which is why they are not going to go after Burr. Yeah, your sister is, though. Yeah, there we go. Even here. Okay. Oh, wait. Is Elizabeth the love interest? Was I saying Elizabeth? It's yeah, Angelica, Elizabeth, and Peggy. Eliza. Is Eliza short for Elizabeth? This might be my biggest revelation out of my entire YouTube career. Okay, so that's interesting because I don't think with how she's been characterized, she's not so passive that she'll stay away from him, but she's not Angelica, who I think will immediately be drawn to him and go after him, and I think he would be drawn to Angelica. So how does Eliza go? How do you come into this, Eliza? Yeah, look, she is taking action, trying to catch his eye, but it's done passively. Whereas I think Angelica, if she was interested, she would just walk right up and be like, hey. But Eliza is, she's still trying to make something happen, but she's doing it from a distance, which is interesting because I think that could really mellow out Alexander in some ways that he might need, if that's what it's setting up. That's where it is. She whispers to Angelica, this one's mine. Angelica is going to immediately take action and be like, hey, I got someone for you. And then... But what's the relationship between Angelica and Alexander? Because they have been set up thematically in ways that contrast each other and complement each other. They have a very similar narrative function in the story with how it's being told. And again, I know that there's something to be said about the historicity of it. I'm just talking about how this story is being presented, not trying to like psychoanalyze real life people, just how those people are represented here. And how do you come into this? I don't get it. I don't know. If I just watched for 3 seconds, it's exactly what I thought she was going to do. No, they're too close for that. Oh, yeah. Oh. But then what's their relationship? There's no way Angelica wasn't drawn to him with how this was set up. Oh, she's so cute.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
Then by all means, lead the way.
Oh, she's so proactive still. It is Elizabeth! Haha! Eliza, Elizabeth. I could have figured that out earlier.
If it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
What a charmer. Oh.
I'm writing a letter nightly. Now my
Aw.
life gets better every letter that you write me. Laughing at myself.
Writing coming back. That's how he causes change in his life. And now they're all in love. Yeah, it's so cute.
She wants to form a harem.
Oh, yeah.
Saying if you really love me, you would share 'em.
She was interested.
Stressing. My father's stone face
2 weeks later.
for his blessing.
Oh, gosh, that's fast.
You wine and dine, and I'm trying not to cry 'cause there's nothing I do. My father makes his way across the room to you. I panic for a second thinking we're through, but then he shakes your hand and says be true.
Oh.
To me, smiling and
So the advice that the dad gives, or the what do you call it? Admonishment is be true, like be faithful, and I think that like that just ties into who Hamilton is, like at least how I'm understanding him. He's true to his principles. Unless something goes very wrong, I don't see that changing. Oh, this is so sweet. And the sisters are all united and sisterly.
Eliza, I don't have a dollar to my name.
Immediate difference compared to Burr. Again, even when Burr's not in the song, he's setting up the song. And I'm guessing there's going to be some resentment there. Or he's setting up the theme. And I'm guessing there's going to be some resentment there that builds. Because Burr tried to go after them and had no success. But Burr immediately led with money. I'm a trust fund. Or I'm a trust fund baby. And he's saying, I'm a trust fund baby. Not I'm a trust fund, comma, baby. Dang it.
Eliza, I don't have a dollar to my name, an acre of land, a troop to command, $1 for fame. All I have's my honor.
Yeah.
A couple of college credits and my top-notch brain.
This is all so in character. Oh. Oh. Yeah, she did. Okay. Oh. I wish I had something more substantial to say. I hope this isn't boring. It's just so cute. Ah. Okay. I've lived without a family since I was a child, and now he's changing that. He's changing the cycle. He's building up his legacy. Like they make sense for each other. She balances him out, but also like he oh, what was I gonna say? She balances him out, but also she helps him make this change of legacy.
Out of family since I was a child. My father left, my mother died. I grew up buck wild, but I'll never forget my mother's face. That was real.
Oh.
'Cause I'm alive, I swear to God, you'll never feel that.
Oh.
I never felt so.
And they both feel helpless now, and they're getting married.
Eliza's in it.
Ah. So my life is going fine because Eliza's in it. She's grounding him, helping him feel like all this stuff going on, it doesn't matter, I've got Eliza. And she sees ambition and drive in him and sees possibility. Oh, it's so cute. That little side eye she gave him. Oh, and it's his friends coming together. She forgot her wedding dress, but we won't fault her for that. It's been a hectic time. Oh. Okay, I think I have to keep going. I think I'm supposed to get to wait for it in this video.
Alright, that's what I'm talking about!
Oh.
Now everyone, give it up!
Oh, they're just having a good time.
Angelica Schuyler!
And she's the maid of honor, so she still gets to participate.
To the groom,
But how does she not feel a little bad?
to the bride, from your sister, Angelica's always by your side, to your union,
Oh. Look at all the things that they mean to people. I was gonna say Alexander, but I think they're complementing each other now. So the Union and the Revolution. Also, read the room. Now's not the time to talk about the Revolution. Oh. Okay, first off, this is looking like we're about to get some cool choreography, saying rewind, and are they moving backwards? Okay, but may you always be satisfied. That's a theme where Hamilton, he's had all these things, but he just talks about all the stuff that he hasn't done yet. He's not satisfied. And we saw that same sort of feeling represented in Angelica, where she felt a similar way. That's cool. Oh, this is cool. Are we going back to Helpless from her perspective? Ah. Okay. What? Oh, she's still actively into him. I'm really, really praying that this is all in her head and this is not her toast. That would cause an awkward dynamic. Oh. Hunger paying frame. She immediately got a read on him because she resonates with him. They're like, they're spiritually compatible in a lot of ways, it seems. Oh. Okay, wait. That felt significant. When you said hi, I forgot my dang name, or I don't know if I said dang or damn, but that name is tied into legacy again, and I feel like there's something there. I don't know quite what it is. I'm really drawn into this. Oh, set my heart aflame. He starts a fire. That's forward. Like thematically, but oh, okay. Just poor choice of words on his part, which, I mean, I kind of like that, him stumbling over himself, not realizing the effect that he's having while also having quite an effect. And yeah, they're immediately connecting all that, and they both immediately get a read on each other.
I've never been satisfied.
My name is Angelica Schuyler.
Alexander Hamilton.
Oh,
Where's your family from?
he won't want to talk about that. Yeah.
There's a million things I haven't done.
He won't want to talk about that because he doesn't care about where he came from. He cares about where he's going. And where he came from, it's like this lowly station, which like he doesn't think he's better than, but he wants to break the cycle. That's what's driving him.
So this is what it feels like to match with someone at your level. What the hell is the catch? It's the
Yeah.
feeling
Oh,
of
because she was looking for some kind of mind. I'm looking for a mind that's big. That's what the song is in Skylar's Sister. Thank you for my thank you for my performance. Yeah, she's looking for a mind at work, and that's exactly what he is. He's everything that she was saying she wanted.
Just you, just you.
So this is what it feels like to match with someone at your level. What the hell is the catch? It's the feeling of freedom of seeing the
Oh.
light. Break them with the key and a kite. You see it right. The conversation lasts 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything
I do see it.
3 minutes and 3 minutes. A bit of a dance, a bit of a posture. It's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I'ma give it a chance. I asked about his family. Did you see his answer? His hands sort of fidgeting. He looked askance.
Yeah.
He's flying by the seat of his pants.
She doesn't care because she cares about his mind.
Peach fuzz, and he can't even grow it.
Oh.
You wanna take him far away from this place? Then I turn and see my sister's face, and she is helpless.
Oh.
Oh, she is helpless. And her eyes
Oh, she must love her sister so much. Because they're both just smitten.
Where are you taking
I cry so freaking easily. How is she making herself do this?
I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is to marry rich.
Oh.
No son, so I'm the one who has to social climb for one. 'Cause I'm the oldest and the wittiest and the
So-
gossip in New York City is, and Alexander is penniless. That doesn't mean I want him any less.
So So she has all of these reasons of why she can't be the one to make a move, even though she really wants to.
Elizabeth Schuyler. It's a
Again,
pleasure to meet you.
legacy holding her back.
My sister. He's after me 'cause I'm a Schuyler sister. That elevates his satisfied. Have to be naive to
Is that true? I need Hamilton to pop in every time I ask that and be like, that's true, or that's false, just like he did last time. So Burr said, if you could marry a sister, your rich son. If you could marry, it's not a question of if, but which one. Hey, he never reflected the money side of it. She's looking for any reason why this isn't a good idea. Like, she's trying to justify this kind of this choice to not go after him because she wants it so badly. And so she's holding on to things that we know as an audience aren't true.
set that aside. Maybe that is why I introduced him to Eliza. Now that's his bride. Nice going, Angelica, he was right. You will never be satisfied.
Oh.
If it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
Oh.
I know my sister like I know my
Yeah, she loves her so much.
find anyone as trusting or as kind. If I tell her that I love him, she'd be silently resigned. He'd be mine. She would say I'm fine.
She wouldn't be. Yeah. It's the difference in that proactivity.
At night, it's Alexander's eyes as I romanticize
Because it's
what might have been if I hadn't touched.
it's not just him or his dreamy peach fuzz. It's it's his mind. He represents exactly what she was set up as wanting.
Sized him up so quickly. At least my dear Eliza's his wife.
We are really speedrunning this love triangle.
Keep his eyes in my life. To the groom,
Oh.
to the bride.
Okay, good. This is her toast. She's not saying all of this, because that would be... I'd have to stop watching. Oh, and they're kissing in front of her. She is killing it. So, I'll let this play out, because I think we're almost done.
She'll be happy as his
And she cares about his happiness, or her happiness.
He will never be satisfied. I will never be satisfied.
So that was devastating and an emotional roller coaster, and here's why. We shouldn't feel so attached to their relationship because it never happened. Like, in this, they never formed a romantic relationship. We saw that they had chemistry and they talked to each other a bit, and obviously they'll see each other often, but we shouldn't care. We didn't get a lot of time, but we do care. And why? I think Schuyler's Sister is key to that, the song, because we see this theme that represents Hamilton, or Hamilton represents perfectly. And so we see what she has to lose. We see how ambitious and driven and proactive she is, and how she's someone who isn't afraid to take action to get what she wants. And at the same time, there's something so compelling about seeing, yes, this makes so much sense. This gives her what she wants, and she loves her sister so much that she's choosing that instead. That's so compelling.
I may not live to see our glory.
I may not live to see our glory,
But I've seen wonders great and small.
I've seen wonders great and
Oh.
'Cause if the Tomcat can
And they named the Tomcat after him.
can get my
there's hope for our rest after all. Rest against freedom. Hey, something you will never see.
Oh, I love them all so much. Something you'll never see again. Oh, that's fun.
Rest of the four of us.
to the newly not poor of us.
Uh, Interesting, Hamilton doesn't care about that.
There's a glass to the four of us.
Oh! Oh, I bet he's fuming.
Be sure. I came to say congratulations.
Spit a verse, Burr.
I see
He's
the
not
whole
gonna spit a
gang is
verse.
here.
You're the worst, Burr. Congrats to you, Lieutenant Colonel.
Oh,
I had
he
you
got,
instead of manning George's journal.
No, you don't. Yes, I
He got
do.
moved
Now
up.
be sensible. From what I hear, you've made yourself indispensable.
That felt passive aggressive.
Instead of
Ooh,
manning
does he?
George's journal.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Now be sensible.
So he's-
From what I hear, you've made yourself indispensable.
Burr wants to be indispensable. He wants to be important. Hamilton wants to make change. Burr wants to have importance. He cares about status. And so that's another highlight there. And I feel like there's a lot of resentment there. We see that he sees him as hot-headed and loudmouth and arrogant. So this is like a fake nicety between them. It might not be fake from Alexander, but from Burr, I think he just despises him. I think he respects him in some ways, but hates him in a lot of other ways.
Well, I heard you got a special someone on the side, Burr.
Is that so?
Oh, okay.
I should go.
No, these guys should go.
Um,
Leave us alone, man.
oh. So he has like that bro-like attitude with Burr, and I don't think it's reciprocal, but oh, it's all right, Burr. That's interesting. So on the side, is he saying he's not being faithful to a wife? Because that would be an interesting thing from Hamilton, saying, hey, it's all right, don't worry about it, I want to hear all the details. Because the last words from Eliza's father were, be true. Oh, shit. No. Okay. I was thinking something. That they might have a character swap, and this was foreshadowing that.
I should go.
No, these guys should go. Leave us alone, man. It's all right, Burr. I wish you'd brought this girl with you tonight, Burr.
You're very kind, but I'm afraid it's unlawful, sir.
What do you mean?
She's married.
Okay, so he's not married. That's not setting up.
Officer.
So, oh.
Congrats again, Alexander.
So he.
Smile more. See you on the other side of the world.
I don't know what it's doing, but it feels important.
Never understand it. If you love this woman, go get her. What are you waiting for?
She's married.
You on the other side of the world.
Yeah. Oh, he does not like him.
Side of the world.
And look, the touch is not reciprocated. All right. Oh, I should stop, but I want to keep going. We're going to do this last song.
Theodosia writes me a letter every day.
Is that the mistress or a wife? Or.
I'm keeping her bed warm while her husband is away.
Oh, okay. So
He's on
it's.
the British side in Georgia. He's trying to keep the colonies in line. Well, he can keep all of Georgia. Theodosia, she's mine.
He cares about
Doesn't
taking.
discriminate.
I don't think this is love for him. Like, I'm sure for Aaron Burr in reality it was, but for this, he cares about status. He's like, this is something that someone had. It's mine now. What are you going to do about it? And he's not having a direct confrontation to manage that. He's doing it while someone's away. It's letting him be very Burr-like and not have to take action while still finding a way to cause little changes.
Between the sinners and the saints, it takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep loving anyway. We laugh, we cry, we break, and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason, I'm by her side. And so many have tried, then I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it.
Wait for it. Yeah, he's all about waiting. It's not that he doesn't care. It's not that he doesn't want to take action. It's not that he doesn't want to cause change. He wants to do all those things, and he wants to be the person who's there when it goes down. He wants to be the person who people remember for it, while still being able to stay back at the same time. And it's like this character contrast that is so interesting.
My grandfather was a fire and brimstone preacher.
Interesting.
There are things that the homilies and hymns won't teach you. My mother was a genius. My father commanded.
So he's got this lineage behind him.
No instructions, just a legacy to protect.
Aha! Oh, they came out. They just came right out and said it. Anyone who doubted me, I hope you are feeling silly now. Okay, so legacy to protect. He's worried about his legacy, but the difference between him and Hamilton is Burr is thinking like, I've got my family before me, I've got my family after me, maybe. But Hamilton is thinking, I need to be remembered by making these changes, and Burr is thinking less, I don't want to necessarily be the one who has to figure out how everything goes. I just want to be there when it happens, and I want people to remember me for it. I don't want to have to risk making a fool out of myself and damaging my legacy, but if I can be there when it all goes down and be remembered, I mean, that's a win-win.
Discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and fall and we break and we make our mistakes, and if there's a reason I'm still alive, when everyone who loves me has died.
Oh, everyone who loves him has died.
I'm willing to wait for it. I am the one thing in life I can control.
Whoa. I am the one thing in life I can control. He is someone who, like, there's this generational trauma there of he lost his parents. He has this legacy to live up to. And this whole world right now, or at least in his immediate area, so not the whole world by definition, it is like, it's a revolution. It's wild. It's unpredictable. He doesn't know what's happening. He needs control. He's a character who desperately needs control, but the only thing that he's able to consistently control is himself. And then Hamilton comes in and he just sets fire to everything. He's like, hey, everything's on fire. Hey, look, so am I. Let's all be on fire together. Maybe we'll find something cool. Hey, Burr, you want to come set yourself on fire? And Burr is like, hold on, maybe we shouldn't do that just in case we burn everything down. And Hamilton's like, why would we not burn everything down? It's right here. It's made out of wood. Let's pour some gasoline on it. There's gasoline on it now, Burr. Come on, look what I'm doing. And so, like, it makes sense why Hamilton's causing changes, but it also makes sense why Burr's like, what the hell are you doing? Because, like, he is really just this wildfire.
I am inimitable, I am an original.
Yeah.
I'm not falling behind or running late.
Yeah, he's just...
I'm not standing still, I am lying away.
I was about to say he's just lying in wait. I'm glad I didn't say that, because you all would have thought I was lying and skipped ahead. Yeah.
Hamilton faces an endless uphill climb. He has something to prove, he has nothing to lose.
Oh, that's the difference he sees. He's got to feel so bitter because he's like, yeah, of course you can go fast, you bastard orphan son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of the Caribbean. And like, that's why he's the one who's saying that at the beginning of the musical. Is it's not just introducing us as an audience, but it's introducing this core resentment. He's like, yeah, of course you can act without thinking. You've got nothing to lose. And Hamilton's like, yeah, I can act without thinking. You got nothing to lose. But they both have everything to gain. And the difference is Burr has all this legacy behind him that he'll soil if he misbehaves.
What is it like in his shoes?
So there's got to be this deep jealousy too.
He exhibits no restraint. He takes and he takes.
Is this a villain song?
He keeps winning anyway.
Oh, he's got to be so pissed.
Plays and he raises the stakes, and if there's a reason he seems to thrive when so few survive, then God damn it, I'm willing to wait for it.
Oh,
I'm willing to wait for it.
that's interesting. Is when he's saying wait for it before, he's saying if there's this thing that makes me special, I'm willing to wait and find out what it is. And now he's saying if there's anyone who can tell me anything that makes Hamilton special, please pipe up. I'm waiting. Oh, that's so interesting. Wow. And then he pulls back and controls himself. He was showing too much emotion. And I don't think he's going to come back out. I think it's going to end on this reserved note. Wow. Okay. I am so glad I watched all of these together. This is incredible. This is incredible. I laughed, I cried, I sang along. This is so good. I hope you found my comments insightful this time around, because so many of them were just like, so many of them were just, oh, they're so cute and I'm gonna cry. But I hope I was able to show kind of the narratives I'm seeing and how themes are being established. Wow, this was incredible. Wow. If you want to see the next one in this, you can either go over to Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, and I should have it up. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for it. That kind of comedy is what brings you coming back to the happen on the channel. Come to the watch my content. Read my book. Bye.